There's a time I shared this on my TikTok, and I was like, why don't the men have to do that as well? Why don't the men also kneel? Hey guys, how are you doing? As most of you watched from the last video, I'm still at the model house and I sleep on the upper bed. So there isn't even room for me to sit upright, and this is the only place I could record this video at. I'm using what I have to still connect with you guys. That's all true love. Right here. Yep. I hope I can be in my own house sooner or later, which is way back home in Uganda. Let's get to the reason of the video. My name is Aket Jaiwini. This is Bunny. He has traveled all the way from Uganda to New York. Can you guys imagine? Last year when I left New York, I left him here at the model house. And when I came back, I found him. I was like, oh my God, I missed you. So just ignore him. He'll be right there. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the things that will send foreigners into our coma. And me creating this video, I'm not trying to throw shade or anything. All cultures are beautiful. All countries are beautiful. All continents are beautiful. They all have their wins and fail. And these kind of differences make us who we are, and they help us complement one another. Sometimes when I share the uniqueness and the differences of different cultures, for example, there's a time I told you guys about how I didn't know about depression and anxiety existed until I moved to America. And then people are like, hey Joy, just because people don't talk about it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Yes, it does exist. We are human. We do go through hard times. Come on. But the society build up in my country is different, and you find that maybe community is more in my country compared to USA. So that's why you find that we attack and experience depression and anxiety in a different way. So when I am setting the things that are different, I'm not throwing shade. Your country is beautiful, you are beautiful, our cultures are beautiful, and no one can ever change that. And so let's get to the reason of the video. One thing that will shock my foreigners about my country, Uganda, is it's normal to do hand washing of clothes. Most of us are taught to hand wash our clothes from the age of 7. In fact, if you're gonna find someone who's gonna do your laundry, they're still gonna do the hand wash. People rarely go to the Dobbies to do their laundry. The laundry mats, we even don't have as many as they are here in the US. So sometimes someone may go to Uganda and they find a 10-year-old doing their own laundry, and people be like, oh my God, that's child labor. It's not child labor, it's just the way of life. And we are taught to do that from a very young age. Oh my God, you guys are so energetic. It's not about being energetic. It's just about being skilled and good at what you are told to do. It's more conducive to hand wash your clothes back home in Uganda as it is compared in this other side of the world. So I understand it. I understand it. I do machine wash my clothes when I'm in the USA. If you ever go to Uganda and you see us hand washing our clothes, just shush. It's nothing like suffering. It's just a way of life. Another thing that will shock foreigners about Uganda is we do not use credit cards for purchases. If you want to take your child to school, you gotta pay cash. If you want to purchase a piece of land, you gotta do cash. Unless you're gonna take a loan, but we are talking about credit cards now. Okay? You're gonna do groceries in a supermarket, be it a big supermarket, it's gonna be cash. Everything we purchase is cash, cash, cash. In fact, when I think about it, we are actually really rich people. Can you imagine? We are really rich. You're gonna construct a house and you're gonna do it with cash from scratch. You're not gonna be purchasing materials with credit cards. Uganda is a cash economy as compared to other places whereby as long as you have your credit card, you're gonna get everything, which is kind of good but also bad in the long run because you're spending the money that you do not have. If you ever come to Uganda, make sure your debit card is loaded or you have some cash in your pocket, because those credit cards are nara. Anyways, the next thing that will shock you guys about Uganda is most people actually are landowners. You go to a typical village or an average homestead, especially in the village areas, and you'll find that particular person considering themselves to be poor, right? Just because they don't have a car, but in actual sense, they are landowners. And these people inherit land from their forefathers, the people that came before them. Can you imagine? You're having your own land, you're growing your own food, and that land has your own house, and you think you are poor. I think as Ugandans or even Africans, we need to redefine what poverty is to us. Whereas in America, if you're a landowner, you are rich. Here, it's like basic for someone to own a car. In Uganda, people tend to think or link having a car with being rich. So it's gonna shock you. People down there are landowners. In my culture, the boys inherit land. So by all means, whether you study or you don't study, or you finish university or not, or you have a job, your land is secure. You have a piece of land that you can build your house. Now that I've told you, I hope you don't get so shocked. He keeps moving. The next thing that will shock you guys about Uganda is, from the age of 7, you're gonna find most kids doing their own housework, cooking their own food, like I said before, washing their own clothes. And when some people see this for the first time, they think it is child labor. I think people use this word so strongly. Sorry. Child labor means the use of children in industry or business, especially when illegal or considered inhumane. Can you imagine saying that a child washing their own underwear is child labor? Because you're not used to that kind of culture. So that will kind of shock you about Uganda. Whereas you may think it is child labor, now for us, we may feel like exposing a child to internet at a very young age could be child labor. But we don't have the right to do that because the cultures are different. Only impose your ideologies to people's ways of life when you see that their present way of life is hurting one person or another. But if it's not hurting, just keep quiet and enjoy yourself in the foreign land. As simple as that. Another thing that will shock you about Uganda, the ladies, when we are greeting our elders, most cultures back home, we kneel down. We kneel and then greet them, welcome them, and make them feel at home. There's a time I shared this on my TikTok, and I was like, why don't the men have to do that as well? Why don't the men also kneel? Guys, chill. I can't explain this to you. This is a culture. Does it hurt to kneel? It doesn't hurt. I told you guys, if a culture does not hurt, let it be as it is. Don't want something else that is from another culture to become a way of life in your culture before even seeing if the present culture is really hurting the present people or not. Anyways, guys, those are some of the things that will shock you when you come to my country. Now that I've told you, I hope you don't go through shock. And if you want to hear more videos about this, let me know in the comments and drop me a like. Share this video and also subscribe if you haven't. It would mean the whole world to me. And see you guys in the next video. Bye.